an open platform to a market of close to 1.4 billion people. A new platform strengthening global economic cooperation. A progressive platform promoting innovative growth and inclusive development. Join CGTN and its integrated media teams as we take you to the second China International Import Expo in Shanghai. We'll show you how the expo reflects a new era of China's opening up, how it builds a shared future of global economic prosperity, and what this means for consumers, businesses, and policymakers. Only on CGTN.
Hello, you're watching CGTN live from the China International Import Expo here in Shanghai. I'm Nadim.
I'm Mengxi.
And we are
at the medical pavilion.
Right. This is day 3 of the CIIE.
I was just asking Nadim which day it is because I've lost track of time.
That's true. I mean, it happens. It happens. A lot of crowd, and then when you have a lot of duties to do, you get lost. But we know that it's day 3 of the CIIE. We still have 2 more days to go before, from the 5th to the 10th.
Is it 2 more? I thought it was
7,
4
8,
more.
9, 10.
It's 4 more.
3 more. Okay.
Whatever.
To the 10th. Let's just agree on this.
There's 6 days. No, the expo lasts for 6 days. And there was, at the opening ceremony, there was a forum, an economic forum. And then when the exhibition really kickstart, there are basically 2 parts. One is the country pavilion,
right,
and the other is the business exhibition,
right,
and that's where we are.
It's part of it. So basically, the country pavilion has 64 countries and 3 international organizations taking part of it.
Basically, 24 new countries taking part this year.
They're not selling anything except, tourism, and a lot of history and culture about their own countries, but all the deals, all the
trade
products
and the matchmaking part
is happening
at the business exhibition,
which the medical pavilion is part of. Now
there
I know
there are 7 pavilions for the business exhibition.
Can we count them?
Let's try.
Okay, so we have the medical pavilion,
which is where we are at.
Right. We have the food and agriculture.
We have trade service as well.
Trade and services, lifestyle.
Automobile.
That's 5. We have 2 more. Science and tech.
Technology.
And then one.
You talked about food? Yeah,
yes.
You talked about food. You talked about food.
And then one more.
Lifestyle as well, right?
We've already said that.
Okay.
And then one mysterious pavilion, which we'll get back to you because CGTN this time around, we are doing live streams from each and every pavilion. So we've already covered, I think, 3 already. This is our 4th, and then more to come in the next few days. Now remember, you are watching live.
So get ready to take a dive in with us.
Right. So, but one more thing. Because you're watching us live on our social media platforms, any questions, any comments,
just send them in.
Just send them on YouTube, on Twitter, on Weibo, on Facebook.
I've got my phone here so I can check it.
So do I. So we will be sure to answer your questions or read your comments to the best of our ability. Because I am not...
Should we just get started?
Right, sure. Sure.
Okay.
So last year, the medical pavilion...
is this your first time here?
In the medical pavilion, yes, but at the CIIE, I've covered the inaugural event last year, and this is my 2nd year.
For me, this is the first time.
How do you feel about it?
It's overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. The thing is, it's a huge venue. People don't really realize.
And we're not going to be able to show you all of the medical pavilion, for example,
No. And so you have to try to show part of it, hoping that more people will...
Hopefully some of the more interesting part.
Yes, definitely. In the hope that people will come and check it out for themselves.
Yeah.
And
don't forget to ask questions if you've got them.
Yes.
So, since we're here, do you want to start with this?
Sure. Sure.
This is a car, but I think this is for cancer screening, right?
Right. So basically, it says that there's prostate and breast cancer, and then we have lung cancer as well. Let's see if we can speak to someone.
But I think the idea of it is about, it's all within a vehicle, within one vehicle. And
So instead of
So
like
it's mobile, right? You can do
patients
your-
going to, let's say, the hospital can come to them, especially in geographically challenged
and
areas.
You know, one observation I would like to share is that there are a few these kind of solutions, like mobile medical solutions, that the exhibitors are showing at this expo, at this pavilion. And
Right.
I think that's got to do with a lot of them, some of them multinationals, trying to go deeper into China's maybe the countryside or the less developed areas
And China is such a huge country.
with a huge market.
Exactly. And so, most of the hospitals, the advanced ones are in urban centers, and so for people in villages or people in geographically challenged areas or areas where it's not developed enough to have, in terms of infrastructure, to have hospitals, you would have a car that would come to you and then to have, let's say, screening for cancer instead of you crossing long distances to go to the hospital yourself.
Distribution of medical resources is a big, even distribution of the resources in China. I think maybe for any developing country.
Right, and this is one of the solutions.
It is.
Also, China is trying, and
Should
I
we
know
go
that
around it to-
in a few places around the country, we've seen long
You can
plans.
see this is just a model, right?
Right, it is
But
a model.
You get the idea.
So we're seeing in China as well a long distance diagnosis, basically using online platforms, using 5G.
Give your hands and face to our audience.
We're
Don't
seeing
turn
a lot
your
of
back.
that as well.
Yeah.
I remember in 2016, I was in Wuzhen, in Zhejiang province,
Oh, you were?
in East China.
Zhejiang Wuzhen just held the World the World Internet Conference.
Right.
And is that what you were there
Yeah,
for?
but I was there in 2016, and
Okay.
I was able to see, because it's such a breeding ground for a lot of technology. Wuzhen, the town itself, I was able to
as our camera pan there, you can see there's another this kind of concept, the vehicle,
We'll try.
and there are some medical checkups you could do, I think, with that. Sorry, please
Sure.
continue.
No, I was just saying that I was in Wuzhen, and then I was able to be connected to a doctor. I think he was in Shanghai, and that was also during a live stream. And we were able to discuss a little bit about my medical history.
Right.
But basically, even though that was for show, a lot of people are actually benefiting from it because.
Yeah, I just want to chip in because now with 5G technologies, we're getting this kind of long distance diagnosis, happening a lot of times, and
Yes,
it's being
yes.
promoted as well.
Right, so you have the
But,
cars
yeah.
that can get to the patients, but at the same time, you have with the internet, you can connect patients with very qualified doctors in urban areas
Yeah.
that could be miles and miles away.
Let's see what this is for.
Right.
See, it's probably easier to get one of these things to the countryside, to the rural areas, instead of getting
Then building a
or a
hospital.
doctor who is already quite busy in China at in all those big cities. Because in big cities you get lots of patients already.
Right.
So they wouldn't be able to actually spare time for patients in the rural areas, right? So, but if you get this kind of hardware, the mobile
to them.
equipment,
Right. So what do we have here? Can we speak about with the people here, because they're trying the equipment? So
Sure, let's see what
would
they're
we
doing.
be able to?
I think this is. I don't know what they're doing, but this gentleman here has something on his finger.
Okay.
您好，请问这个是在检测什么 ？What is this for？
查那个无创的血红蛋白，血红蛋白都是检测你有没有发生贫血。
It's for the red blood cells.
Okay.
And without actually causing an injury on your finger or body. 传统来说是怎么做？
传统来说，这个要到医院里面去抽血，然后化验就要测血常规。但是呢，这个是一个无创的设备，所以呢，只要把大拇指放在这个里面，它1分钟，然后就可以检测你有没有发生贫血。
So typically, if you want to test your, this is one of the routine blood tests. But this
because
one-
usually
yeah.
you would draw blood,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
they would
That's
send it to the
that's what she
laboratory.
was saying,
and
yeah.
so we saw 15.3. Is that okay? Is that normal? Is that within normal range?
I have no idea. 他刚刚 15.3
Yeah.
15.3是正常的这个范围。Okay, so that's that is normal.
Okay, and then less than 11 means anemia?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Okay, do you want to try it? Yeah, sure. Let me hold this for you and then.
这样，然后把你的大拇指，把你放到肩部。
Yeah, it's squeezing against my thumb here. So this lasts for a minute, 1分钟. So usually I will have my blood drawn, to actually test the red blood cells. Okay. So for anyone who is afraid of seeing blood, this is a good way to do it, I guess.
And who's also.
Are you afraid of blood, seeing blood? Do you get dizzy?
I'm afraid of needles poking
You are.
my skin. But also
You don't have to do that,
Yeah.
for this.
The thing is, it's also fast because usually when you have
Yeah, it says
your
1 minute.
blood test, you go in the first day and then it needs a couple of days before the results are out. Whereas here, you just
at
wait.
least a few hours.
Yeah.
So does this result come out like immediately? 这个检测结果是立马就出来是吧？结果也是1分钟。Okay, so this one you have to wait for 1 minute, which is
1 minute when you're comparing it to hours or days. Oh, there we go, 15.6.
很好是吧 Okay, so I was expecting anemia.
Anemia, really? You're not being fed.
I'm kidding.
Okay. Healthy
so
as a horse.
That's good to know.
Great. Moving on.
Okay, moving on.
谢谢。
谢谢。All right, that was fun. Oh yeah, and if you want to have a blood test in, say, the countryside, you have to have at least a nurse. And now you can do it by yourself, right? Well, this booth is like one of the largest. Watch out for that. Because when we did our scouting, this seemed one of the more interesting ones, right? And there's one thing that's really, I thought that's intriguing, so I want to show that to our audience.
So we don't need any experts. We have Mongqi with us.
Well, I do my homework. Watch out. Okay. 你好。I was here actually yesterday, so I think the guy knows me. And this is all about that thing over there.
That little tiny thing.
Little capsule, right? And this is for like a gastroscopy. So usually you have to swallow a tube, which is kind of terrifying, right?
It's literally just being
To take
rammed down
pictures
your
of your
throat
stomach.
or from the other, point of entry.
Did you ever do that?
That's.
I did twice, and that was awful. Right, and with this though, this caught my eye first thing yesterday.
As small as it is, you were able to
It was like dancing. Yeah, it's like it's like dancing, and this guy here is controlling the movement of this thing, which
The caps. He's
Which
moving
has-
this or this?
您是移动这个还是这个？
两个就是通过上面的移动下面的。
So he's actually moving this, and then because it's magnetically controlled,
Okay.
that leads to the movement of this capsule. So this is how it works. You take a glass of water, you swallow those, and it goes down your right. system.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it goes into once
Your
it's in
intestine
your
or
stomach,
whatever, like
yep.
through your esophagus, go down to your intestines. Okay.
And that's
stomach.
the pictures. It starts
Okay.
to take pictures.
So basically, it's non-invasive. Instead of like having something
think
rammed
that's the
down
whole
your
point
throat,
of it, yeah.
you just swallow this. Even though this is still as a capsule, I would have to say, as advanced as it is, for me that would be like a bit too
And-
much.
Really?
A bit too much to swallow. Yeah, I mean, I think it's usually the pills are like this big.
Well, I can take that, but what the most interesting thing is, how do you get this out of your system? Take a guess.
I mean, the way other things come out, it
Because
gets
with
flushed
the
out.
tube. Wow. That would be my guess, but yeah, that's still. Oh, okay. Because normally with the tube, you swallow it in and then you take it out. Right?
Yeah.
the way,
Yeah.
the same way it goes in.
But
But this comes out of your system. It comes out with your.
can we
whole
ask the guy
stool.
if you also need to be under anesthesia to be able to like do this procedure, or
Sure.
can you still be
Sure,
awake?
That's a good question. 那你就是服用这个的时候需要麻醉剂吗
不需要，完全不需要。No。
？No.
Okay.
No.
And I also have a question that it's not me, it's a friend who asked because
Okay.
we've already scouted, and then I was telling some of our colleagues,
Yeah.
how do they know that it was flushed out? Is there like a procedure that they would know that because you know you're taking it's coming out of your
You can
body.
see it, no?
I don't know.
那就是拉出来的时候是能看出来它还是这么完整的吗
就是我们还有一个
？It's intact.
我们可以通过这个来判断有没有那个像关节一样，就是可以扫的。
Okay, and you could
没有
use.
看到也可以通过这个
您可以面向我们的观众吗 ？Okay, so turn this way.
Oh, yeah.
So you also have this device to detect that little capsule whether it's still in your body.
There we go. See, that's more scientific than just looking at it with your own eye.
But what he was saying is that you could see the whole capsule being intact when
Okay.
it comes out.
And is it reusable?
I don't think so. 这是循环使用的吗？是循环使用的吗？
No，一次性的，一次性的。
Good to know. It's not. It's not. It's one-time
Okay.
use.
Thank you. Thank
And I was told by this gentleman here yesterday that you could actually, with 5G, it says
Okay.
5G here, right? You could do that remotely. So a doctor, say a doctor standing here could operate this machine, which is thousands of miles away,
Right.
and do an operation maybe like that. Is this a real-time picture of somewhere?
I don't know.
哎，请问这个是哪个医院的仪器吗？
长海医院
So this is
30多公里。
a real hospital.
Where is this?
He said the name is Shanghai Hospital, which is 30 kilometers away.
Away from Shanghai.
30公里以外，离这里 away from here.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's in
That-
Shanghai.
Well, still
It's in
far.
Shanghai. Yeah, of course. Oh, there, you see
Okay.
the capsule?
Can we see that?
And that's a capsule in a real hospital, 30 kilometers away from
Not
us
so different
in
from
Shanghai.
here, but still.
Yeah, but see whether you can move it. 你可以操作让它动起来吗
Oh, we can.
Right.
Okay. Okay,
And
that's
that's
interesting.
the
See, that's the
more
beauty of
interesting bit.
technology,
Yeah.
and this is what this pavilion is all about: to introduce new things
yeah.
and new technologies for the convenience of patients and doctors.
It's psychic.
Is he using 5G right now?
你是用5G 技术在操作
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he is. Wow. Okay. 谢谢。
Can he do it? Can I see just how fast it happens?
Can we try it, or do you want to try it?
I'd rather not like
Okay.
break anything, but
我们想看一下到底有多快，就是它有延时吗？还是
没有延时的，
So there's no latency.
Yeah.
You say. 您可以。
它都是实时的。
Okay, this is real time.
oh no, that's
它是能够这个
Okay.
要看降档的这个。
Okay. Give it a go. Well,
oh wow. Okay, I don't know. I just
Don't be afraid, 那就应该。
I don't want to break anything because I'm sure that this is expensive. So
这多少钱？很贵吗？
目前没有对外。
Oh, okay, so we don't know the price yet.
okay,
You're
but
not
still, you break it,
publicizing
you buy it, and I'm sure like I'm not
You're
I'm
gonna
not in
be
need
alright.
of it.
Okay, 谢谢。That's interesting, no?
It's very interesting.
And there's no one here, but I suppose
I think I can handle it.
you can. This is obviously a VR.
Yeah,
or-
sure.
Yeah, it's
Me
a
and
VR.
VR.
Thing, right? Oh yeah, there is someone.
Oh, there is. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So.
Oh, do we?
Hold on. What is the?
assistant for endoscopist for them for training.
Okay.
Yeah, so when they wear the VR glasses, they can see exactly like how it look like in the gastric intestinal. So they will have the idea how the needles or how the organs looks like. So
Okay.
that's for them for training.
Is this for training or for operation?
Training only for training.
Okay.
Educational purposes.
So for like doctors to be.
Yeah, endoscopist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we? I don't know.
You want to have a try?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How do I just stand in? Okay. Do
What
I
about your
stand?
glasses? Do you have to?
Do I need to take out my glasses or should I? Okay.
And this is the handle.
Okay.
So you wanna move. This is forward, backward, left, right.
Okay.
And then this is the select.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'll check whether our audience has questions.
Sure.
For us.
Okay, and this. Sorry.
Okay.
So far, there's no.
I cannot see
But
anything
guys,
right now.
send them in if you've got them. You know, shoot your questions.
Oh, sorry.
We're now at the medical pavilion
Sorry, wait a moment.
as one
Okay.
of the areas of business exhibition at this year's China International Import Expo, and we'll be taking a brief tour around the pavilion to show you just some of the
Yes.
more exciting items and
Oh, wow, okay.
technologies.
I can.
Drugs or medical solutions. And Nadim is trying one of them now.
And select the yes.
I can see Shi and Fo.
Yes. Yes. Select the shi.
Okay, how do I select it?
Select the you.
Oh, this. No.
When the red line turn green, so you can just throw the body
Maybe to turn around.
underneath.
Oh, okay, it's turning green.
You see the green line?
Now it's red.
Right.
wait a moment.
And then you have to
No. Sorry.
No, it's still red.
Okay. You can try to turn around. Let's see. No. Okay, you see?
No.
You
I think I'll do it.
Okay, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Am I failing the class? Okay, see, yeah, okay, I can see it now. I can see the green.
But I have to have you control so you can see.
Don't be afraid, Nadim.
Okay, oh, here we go. Yeah, she did it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you are into the gastrointestinal, so enjoy it.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, you can make it forward, go forward.
Yeah. Can you see the blue cycle?
I can see the blue, yeah.
Yeah. Go for.
Do you know what you are seeing, Nadim?
I'm seeing the inside of something.
If you kind of go forward, that means
How do I go
you have-
forward? Do I lean?
Okay, let me just get the mic
You just
over
touch
to the lady here.
Touch the skin, so
Oh.
all right, you can turn left a little bit.
So what is this? Is this our intestine?
Yeah, intestinal.
So instead of swallowing the pill, I'm the pill and I'm inside.
Kind of, you are. I think you are probably capture. You can imagine like you are a capture in your gastrointestinal.
Okay. Well, it's not moving. I think I'm doing something wrong. But it's all right.
You'll get to use
I
it.
think
You'll get used to
I
it.
got the gist
Yeah,
of
you got
it.
the gist.
And I feel like, yeah. And that is why I am not a
Perhaps
doctor.
you're not in a medical school. That's why
that's-
you didn't end up in the medical school. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
But the idea is like kind of like self-explanatory, right?
Right. Because usually if
Is that a real picture? Like real picture of what your intestine looks like though?
And it's even more clear when endoscopy they do the endoscopy, like in patients like gastrointestinal. So this will help the endoscopist get used to this like imagery or like
to the environment of what they're seeing, right?
Yes.
And is it already in place in any education facility right now or any colleges?
Because we cooperate with the Chinese Endoscopist College, we provide like many doctors with the trainings,
Okay.
so they can enjoy this like VR system in our college.
So it's already in use.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We gotta move on. We've got loads more to show you.
Right. See, that's
Um,
the thing. Like VR just exploded. I mean, my first experience with VR was earlier this year. Even though I'm like a latecomer to VR, but then now you see it goes from games to actual medical applications.
Yeah. I think one of the major applications of VR or artificial intelligence in a lot of cases is in the medical areas, right?
Well, that's
Especially VR, virtual reality.
because instead of like studying what's inside your gastrointestinal tract on paper, you can actually go in virtually and then
Yeah.
see the inner walls, see the cells.
See what my intestine looks like. Well, we're now on our way to the
Our second location.
yeah, and you can see like in a lot of the booths, they've got big medical equipment,
Big machineries, right?
which look really advanced, right? This, I suppose, if I can just get my camera to pan a little bit, 后跟你看一下那个 like this kind of equipment. This is an MRI machine, right? Yeah, but yeah, looks cool. Okay, let's keep walking.
I've recently had the chance to go in a part of my body. It was my leg.
What's wrong?
Inside, it was broken. Like very lightly.
Okay.
And
Sorry
I
to
tell
hear
you,
that.
the MRI is not getting inside an MRI is not a fun experience.
I know.
It is.
I know.
You've also
Yeah,
been?
I do my annual checkup, you know.
Okay. Preemptively. Okay, that's good.
And you know what's interesting is that if you look at the brands that are present here, a lot of them
Yeah.
are multinationals, and a lot of them have made it's not their first time.
Right.
They're coming again, and I guess I could share with you my interview experience because I've been covering this the forums and some of the events in the first 2 days, and
Yeah.
I was interviewing the global CEO of Sanofi, who is also here,
Yeah.
a big multinational, and they're saying, you know, and I think what they are saying is quite representative about this Healthy China 2030 initiative. So Sanofi especially mentioned about, you know, their efforts to expand their presence in China by going beyond little, you know, counties to further go into the countryside.
Towns and villages.
Yeah. And
There's a lot of potential there anyway.
big market opportunity for sure. And that's what you get to see a lot at this pavilion. You know, new medical solutions, but also mobile medical solutions.
Right.
You see the trend of what
Helping the Chinese live better and longer.
Well, we'll talk more about that later.
Oh, do you have a lot to say about living longer?
You know, back to the 2030 initiative, one of its goals is to lengthen people's average life expectancy to,
Right.
I think, 79 years old of age by 2030, and also to reduce the
Mortality of kids, children under 5 years old.
Yeah.
Also provide better air quality
get
and
more people
water
to
quality.
exercise.
This is very true, actually.
Yeah.
And speaking
Lots
about,
of young people hitting the gym these days, you know.
and then speaking of exercising,
Look at
we
your
have,
body shape. You have been there, right? You
no,
have been going
no,
to
that's
gyms.
not. I'm not. No, that's not what I'm all about. It's the fact that what we're here for has to do a lot with exercises.
Oh, yeah.
This is about myopia, and we're going to try out things related to nearsightedness. But this also has
It's
to
a huge
do
problem in China.
right,
It is,
and
right?
then it's because of a lot of times, especially for kids and teenagers, they spend a lot of time on their homework or
Because China is all about IQ, you know, the system, the education system. We emphasize on intellectual,
right.
like IQ. So kids read
less
a lot and
less exercise and more studying, and so
yeah, myopia.
right,
Prevalent problem.
And so that
here.
that exercising has to do with myopia has to do with not being
Getting outdoor.
Exactly,
Yeah.
not being outside or not seeing
Yeah.
the sun or whatever it is.
And this
so,
is one of the more, you know, visually appealing booth. And
which
then,
we will be visiting.
Yeah. It's all shiny, so it makes sense that it's about eyesight.
Thank God I have my glasses on.
And I think this is also one of the more popular booths. You know, you see long queues here.
We can also have more cheaper
I wonder what these people
here.
are from and what they're doing here. 你好，我是那个央视英语频道的记者，CGTN 的记者。我们现在在做一个直播，就想请问您是来自哪里？然后是在这儿体验什么？
我是来自河北唐山的，我想体验一下那边那个机器测眼睛的。
So the lady here is obviously you see the long queue, right? And the lady here, I just asked her, and she's here to she wants to experience one of the equipment, one of the small machines to test eyes. 是测眼睛的什么？
眼睛干吧，因为现在接触电子产品特别多，眼睛就有眼干的症状。
Whether her eyes are dry. 您是医院呢，还是就是个体，还是您是 OK 是个人，就是想来体验一下是吧？ So she's only here to experience one of the equipments, and but let's ask around and see what all these people are doing here. Okay. 谢谢您。OK， 您好，请问可以简单问您2个问题吗？就是您是从哪儿来？是医院呢，还是什么？就是过来看什么的 ？What are you here for?
我是从企业过来，我看他这儿有。
So he represents a company， 是跟眼科相关的公司吗？
我们也做医疗器械的进口。 对。
So they also do import medical equipment. 所以这可能是你们想要进口的仪器是吗？ So this is a potential, a brand they want to cooperate with. 所以您来体验什么？
先来体验看他做眼睛的检测嘛，然后再来看看体验效果。
Experience first. Okay. 谢谢您. Thank you. Thank you. And this is what really the expo is all about, having the exhibitors, but also having the potential buyers, clients, right?
Right. And so we have one
Right.
representatives from the companies to
Okay.
speak to us.
Okay, so we've just
Spoke to the
spoken
clients.
to your potential client, and so what are you exhibiting here? So this is our exhibitor.
Yeah. Okay, so Essilor is a famous French company, and we are specialized in ophthalmologic lenses and also the ophthalmology instruments. So this time what we showcased is some of the latest technology by using the liquid lens.
Okay.
Which is a very...
What's a liquid lens?
Sounds interesting.
Patent technology, because...
Can we experience that liquid lens?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and also...
What is it, please?
Yeah, it's a refraction equipment which can allow you to improve your, so to say, the precision of your prescription from 25 steps. From the steps...
Can you show us?
0.25 and improve that to 0.01, so it's 25 times.
So is this a replacement for glasses? Is my glasses going to be obsolete at one time?
So first, it's the first time that
Getting a bit lost here.
is coming out. Then the lenses will be coming very soon.
Okay.
With high precision.
But does it replace these glasses? Do they replace the liquid lens? Does it replace?
No. The liquid lens is kind of technology to enable this refraction equipment.
Oh.
Not the physical lens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's inside the instrument,
Right.
not the glasses. So you'll always. Well, I know you wear contact lenses, but I will always.
today.
Oh, not. How many fingers am I holding?
Yeah.
6?
Okay.
And at the same time, we know that China is a
Were you here last year?
Yeah.
So the liquid lens is one of the new things you're exhibiting.
Yes.
Okay, so without much ado, should we just see it?
Right. And I think the most important thing that we showcase this time is that we know that the myopic rate for the Chinese kids or Chinese children is pretty high. It's high up to 53.6%.
Well, that's very
so,
precise.
Yeah. So it's very precise.
But it's also half of the kids, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So this time we are bringing China those myopia onset prediction model, which means by this model you key in certain parameters, then it will tell you what would be the percentage rate.
Can we see it?
Yeah, please.
Sure.
Here.
It's over there? Okay. Let's, Okay.
Okay, you try this one. I tried the VR. You try this one.
I'm not a kid. But does this look,
Try to mimic at your kid. So
Okay, let's
boy
suppose
or
I'm a
girl,
kid.
Any age?
I'm a boy.
You're a boy. Okay.
8 years
You're a
old.
boy.
Okay.
So can we just see what's happening here?
Sure, can I, let's just have my cameraman move over here.
Yeah, the model is based on the study that we have been.
He's trying to
working with.
navigate through the crowd. You can see
We're so
the
sorry
people
for
here. Yeah, sorry.
This.
Okay, so this is a questionnaire I get to do.
All right, so this is the measurement that we have to collect in order to have a prediction on the risk of the myopia onset. So, for instance, if you have someone named, for instance, Ying, so she's a young girl, she's age of 8. So here we need to collect also the number of myopic parents because...
Let's say I'm Ying. My parents, no, they're not short-sighted.
Okay, none of them not short-sighted. Do you know roughly what is the power of your eye already? I mean, when you were 8 years old, we need to have quickly an eye examination first to collect this. So let's say you were, normally you're supposed to be hyperopic, so you are 1-1.
I think I was when I was 7 or 8 years old.
Okay, and we also need to know how much time you used to spend during near work time, like reading or writing or this kind of thing. Do you have an estimation?
I was a very diligent student, so.
So you were hard
So
work.
how many hours that you for near work?
But for 8 years old, I'm still at primary school, right? So
Yeah.
I finish homework at 6 p.m. So I get work.
Yeah, all right. So
You don't
let's
get
say-
much sunshine, did you?
Yeah, and indeed, we need to also to collect the number of hours you were spending outdoor.
Okay.
How much
Exercising.
time? Exercising, not so much.
No.
1 or 2 hours.
Okay, let's say 1 hour.
Tortured.
I used to play
Tortured
like before
childhood,
dinner.
huh? So
Yeah.
tortured.
Team childhood.
I do.
Okay,
I speak for a lot of kids in China.
You speak for me as well.
so
It's
this,
getting better.
this is the lifestyle data that we need to have an estimation. So based on this, you only have 5% of becoming myopic because
Within a year.
within a year, correct, because you were hyperopic at the stage. But let's say that you were spending more time during near work time. Let's say you were spending 9 hours. You will see that it will increase the percentage of becoming myopic.
Oh yeah, it's 6.
Yes.
But still, like, you know, if these were indeed your information, you're good. 6% is not a high chance for you.
Correct. But let's say if
So
you are
keep up the good work.
you're not having any more your hyperopic buffer, which is say that you are no longer hyperopic, this will increase dramatically the chance
Oh,
of becoming
wow,
myopic.
quite dramatically. Okay,
What
51%.
did you change?
I changed the power of the eye because normally when you're a kid you're supposed to be more hyperopic, so a positive power. But
means 远视储备.
But how did you get this? This calculation?
normally, how did we build the model? So we had a partnership with the Wenzhou University when we run a study, and we follow up for about 4 or 5 years, almost 1,000 kids to study the myopia onset and the progression. And thanks to this data, we build a machine learning model in order to have these predictions.
Machine learning, we've been hearing a lot of that, right?
And now I understand what machine learning is. It took some time.
But it did based on a very solid study that SCLO partnered with Wenzhou Medical University to study the kids between the age of 7 to 11 that we got this model developed.
How representative is the data that you collected on a national or a nationwide scale?
So I think the more the data that we collect, then it will have more kind of precision or more to be more representative.
So who will be using this? Like, is this going to be applied in clinics or hospitals or where?
Right, it could be applied in the schools and it could be applied in the hospitals and also those clinics. That will be very helpful. First, in order, with that, the government will have more kind of a precise of what's the myopia onset rate that could be. And second is that once you have that, then it will be a kind of alert to parents. So how you help your kids to have more outdoor activity and try to manage their
And who are the clients you're looking for to exhibiting here?
We are looking for the government, actually, those education bureau or education ministry that could help us to promote this kind of a model. But on one hand, it will be good for us to know how many of the kids that will get myopia, and also for the country. I mean, it's also our contribution to the country that in order to have a good mastering of the data. Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. What are you thinking, Nadim?
Here's the binocular vision. Means that you have two eyes. Your eye could be tested with your.
Well, I can tell you a lot about what I'm thinking. I think
vision.
at this expo there are a lot of this, new.
We've tried that.
I would say
Thank
equipment
you.
or solutions. I was just telling our
Yes,
audience
thank you
that
so much.
thank you. At this expo there are a lot of new medical solutions that are aimed at preventing diseases or myopia, this kind of thing.
We're actually running out of time, so we are going to move.
All
But
right.
thank you so much for
Thank you.
your insight.
If you have time, you're welcome to drop by and
you can have a
an
test.
eye test here.
Sure.
Really cool.
I will.
You will like
But
it.
in just one sentence, what is liquid lens? So what is the guy doing here? Just in one sentence.
The guy is doing the refraction check. with a high precision, with even higher precision ever.
Okay, so that's something you could check out. Do your homework.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, you were saying.
I was saying a lot of the medical solutions presented here are aimed at preventing diseases, especially, or helping to manage like chronic disease. And that's one of the goals, I was saying, one of the goals of the 2030 Healthy China initiative, and that is to lower premature mortality rate of chronic diseases by 30% compared to 2015. And I was at this other booth that was presenting one of their AI program that keeps track of people with with heart failure, and that's another chronic disease. So they put in their data like on a daily basis, and then it keeps track, and then it alerts them about
if something is not right. It sort of predicts.
So we're seeing a lot of those here.
I mean, I think that's the beauty of technology when you're putting it in use to a greater, the benefit of everyone.
Yeah.
And so I think,
and you're really seeing we know that artificial intelligence and 5G, all of these are the buzzwords now, right? But here you can actually see them being
applications.
applied.
That is true.
And I guess one of my takeaways is that I've been talking to companies, and we're here seeing all of these booths. So there is definitely the government is trying to create a healthier China, so that represents market opportunities.
No, but the thing is, China right now is doing, a medical reform to its system as well. Speaking of myopia, last year the Chinese government launched a nationwide plan to help prevent nearsightedness for children, and so they've been promoting less homework, more time out and the outdoors, more exercise, because as the experts said, there's 56.3% of kids and teenagers in China have myopia. And so you're right. So the government is trying to take action, take preemptive action as well.
And this expo is a concentration of all of these new medical solutions. And as you could tell from the crowd, there are interests in those solutions.
That's the thing. The CIIE is so comprehensive. We've already said that there's 7 sectors plus the country pavilion. And so whatever is your interest, you'll find something here. As a business owner, you'll find something in this pavilion.
And what is this about?
What is this?
This ultrasound. As you can see, this one focuses on the general imaging, ultrasound part, and that one.
So this is all of them are imaging, right?
Yeah, all of them the ultrasound imaging. Sorry.
It says AI breast here. What does it mean?
That means for the general imaging, you can use the ultrasound to scan your knee, your ankle, whatever. So
not just for the breast.
You also can use the ultrasound transducer on the woman's breast. This is our advanced technology, and AI means the artificial intelligence. Use the artificial intelligence, algorithm to do the breast scanning.
So is this like a mammogram? Is that like a sort of a mammogram? So why would anyone come and then?
You can see there is a circle, and when the woman lie down on it, and using the artificial intelligence algorithm. The machine can know the position, the breast position, and send back the information to the machine.
So what sort of problems would this machine would be able to detect?
Sometimes like the tumor, like the general disease, or some disease like in the blood flow. Maybe the blood vessel.
But what's new about this equipment here? What's new about it?
The new?
What's new about it?
The newest
show us.
Is our transducer. This one, the EL184, the linear transducer.
I know the EL18.3. I know the 18.3.
Pure wave transducer. Because compared with the general linear transducer, this kind of transducer, the frequency is higher. Compared with the CT, the computed tomography, or the MRI, I think the best benefit of the of the ultrasound. One of the is the real time. Another one is the image quality. And using this kind of transducer, you can get the better resolution and the better contrast and the better penetration.
Okay. So basically, better quality images within a shorter
better
time,
imagery.
like real time.
Okay.
You were saying that you could do that on anywhere, like your knees or.
Yeah, but you have to, use the coupling agent on the transducer and then scan on your body.
So so you need a gel. Is that what you're saying?
Gel, definitely. And this kind of machine focuses on the general,
like any normal.
the general scan, and that machine also focusing on the obstetric and the gynecology.
Okay.
And that one focuses on the.
It's okay, I'll hold it.
Okay, this machine is the FX7C, focusing on the cardiology, and you can.
Cardiology.
Yeah, you can see the screen. You can see the screening. This is kind of the contrast diagnosis using the microbubble and inject the microbubble in the body and using the transducer.
That's all hard?
Yeah, you can. You
I'm
can
trying
see.
to translate it in layman's words.
I'm trying to.
Okay, I know. To make it easier for non-scientific.
Hold on, okay.
You can say the movement, the microbubble movement in this.
All right,
in this
I think
chamber.
that's too much, like too many medical terms there. But it's okay. Who are your potential clients? Who are you looking to talk to here?
I think Philips I think Philips attend so many, the conference each year, and I think the most difference from other conferences, this conference we don't always focus on the experts, the medical expert. We also focus on the general people, maybe the children or other people, maybe your friend. So we also wanted to, to explain how the machine is, maybe just the general technology and the general knowledge to help people to realize how the machine will change the life and how this kind of a medical machine will change the people's quality.
So basically awareness, is this
public awareness?
Yeah, is like general awareness about what people can do or how technology is helping.
Yeah. We also focus on the expert, the hospital workers, but the balance.
Have you been talking to any of them these days?
Yeah, definitely. Every day, so many people. Some experts and some, they just want to know. Wow, this
curiosity
is the machine.
Yeah.
Oh, drink more water.
On my body, yeah.
Okay, drink more water and keep talking.
Can I do it on my body?
You're welcome to try.
Can I?
Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
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 Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, it's okay. What do you think?
So much interactivity. I mean, when you think of a medical pavilion,
does that look like a normal MRI? Like, is it that big or that deep? You said you took one.
Yes, one part of it was my leg.
It looks cute.
I can hold this, and then you can get, and we can try it on.
All right.
I was saying that.
Yes.
That when you think of a medical pavilion, you don't really think of interactive things to do, but here you're seeing that they're trying to approach it to general public as well as professional, hospitals or professional medical people, and so they're trying to obviously this is not a toy, this is not a game, but they're trying to make it as...
To add to what you were just saying, I have many doctor classmates. I have my classmates who become doctors.
Yeah.
And one of them used to say, what I like about being a doctor is actually helping people. You feel you're being needed. So, medical science is about helping people in real needs. And you see that, a lot of that here.
Right.
A lot of the solutions to
these are the
solve
solutions
real
of tomorrow, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Today, available today.
Well, and that brings for the medical pavilion. In other pavilions, you'll see some other interesting stuff, right? You're gonna do more tomorrow?
Yes, we have one coming up tomorrow about food, which is
whoa.
which is less scientific and more close to people's everyday life.
Right.
So stay tuned with CGTN. We will be bringing you more from the CIIE.
Make sure your stomach is empty when you're watching it and do the next live stream.
Make sure to tune in, not hungry, because there's going to be a lot of yummy
I was
stuff.
suggesting opposite. I was suggesting the opposite.
Oh, to tune in hungry. You want them to be hungry to watch me? Well, whatever
Up
you
to you
are,
guys.
just up to you. Stay tuned with CGTN.
Yeah.
Make sure to watch us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and
Let me
our
just quickly
CGTN.
check whether they've got any questions.
Right. And our CGTN.com. And make sure to download our app. We will be here until the end of the expo and even more. So stay tuned with us. Thank you again for watching, and we will be seeing you very soon.
We will. Thank you.